Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of Lost Art of Conversations with your host Joe
and Paul.
Before we start, Paul, let's make sure everyone knows where to find us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Lost Art of Conversations and on Twitter at Lost Art of Convo. You can search us by our podcast names wherever you listen to your podcasts and on YouTube. Just remember to follow us and subscribe so that you can get instant notification when a new episode drops. Today's episode is titled, That's Fact.
That is fact.
So we came up with this. Well, we kind of like mentioned it in a previous episode, right? We were talking about something and I said, but Paul, is that fact or fiction? And you're like, oh, it's a fact. And I'm like, that would be a good topic.
I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
It's interesting, right? Because, right, like when you're talking to people, that comes out often, right? Like people have opinions about stuff. Like, for example, my opinion is that I like the shirt Paul's wearing because I own the same shirt.
Like that shirt? Old Navy. I think it's about 10 years old.
Times I've almost brought this shirt to wear on the podcast, but I can't because that one time that I almost wore it the same day.
That's right. And you know why I wore it? Because you have the same one.
That's fact.
That's fact.
But what happens is sometimes, right, people just like give their opinions or they say something, and like depending on your relationship with the person, you might not even question what they're saying, right? Like for example, right, like if when you were a kid, right, a lot of times we're just told like, you know, don't question your teacher, right? Like
it's
if
true.
the teacher says something, then it's probably a fact, right? And like people take advantage of that.
Yeah, because then the teacher could say anything, and they're gonna believe them.
Yeah,
right.
I don't like it. Being a teacher myself, I don't like it when I walk into a classroom or something and I hear a teacher say something, and I'm like,
that's not right.
But that teacher's making something up. I hope that kid questions it. Right?
Imagine. Have you ever thought of this? Like that. The teachers would teach our kids when they're really young, like completely wrong. And then they would grow up believing that that's what it is.
Well, that's the thing.
No, like blue is green.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, that's blue. That's blue, but it's green. It's like, what? Thing. Maybe none of us know what things really
But
are.
I mean, obviously, we don't want people that are in a position of power to try to demonstrate.
Well, look at the media, man.
Yeah.
Probably half the stuff out there is fiction.
Yeah, of course.
And they're passing it off as fact.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Which is
just
fact.
It's based on bias.
Right.
It's based on what we want people to believe.
It's mass adoption that they think is like true.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
like if you want to try to like look up like useless information that people think are true, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, all that stuff.
Definitely.
Right? Like people are constantly posting things as if like that's for sure that's what it is. Like that's the end all and be all because I said it.
Yeah, right. Like everybody's opinion is fact now.
Yeah.
Which is not true.
Yeah. And the thing that drives me even crazier than the opinion is the reaction to someone's reaction to the opinion.
That's right.
So how dare you question what I said?
Yeah. And then it just goes in a circle of non-correctedness.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Just going back and forth over stupidity.
That's right.
Right. So this episode, Paul and I are going to go back and forth. I'm not sure how Paul approached his, but like what I did was I created the statement and then I'm going to ask Paul whether he thinks the statement is true or not.
I'm going to do the same.
And then I've got like the answer to it. We can talk about maybe like what about the statement made you feel like it was true or not true? Because I'm going to be honest with you, like the thing with like this whole thing about that's fact, like even I've been told in the past, like when I want to just be funny and say something stupid, I'll say something stupid.
Yeah.
But if I want to convince somebody,
you're going to convince.
I'm very convincing, right?
Yes.
And
then at the last second, you're like, no, I just made that up.
I just made that up.
It's like, what? How many times have you done that to me?
How many times I've had conversations with Paul or other good friends, and I came up with this crazy like notion, and I made them believe it because I was so like emotional about it.
You're gonna make me believe this now, aren't you?
And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not just the statement; it's the delivery, right?
It's the emotion behind
Yeah,
it.
it's the emotion.
Presentation.
Because in your
The
mind, you're thinking,
salesmanship.
if this person is this emotional about it, it's got to be true.
It's got to be true. That's
'Cause
right.
how could they have come up
That's
with
right.
this?
But it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
So
fiction.
so we're gonna go through that. But interesting enough, right before we started this episode, when we filmed the last episode, we had we questioned about food etiquette.
Yes.
Right, and so I had to look it up, right, because the question we were asking is, like sushi. Right.
Okay.
And I remember someone saying to me that in Japan, they actually eat sushi with their hands. A lot of times they're not eating it with their chopsticks. So why are we why do we frown upon someone eating the sushi with their hands? Right. And so I did look it up, and it says that
is this your first thing?
they would rather eat with clean hands than chopsticks.
What?
Right? So they've got something to clean their hands beforehand, so everybody knows that their hands are clean, right? And it's the traditional way of eating, I don't know how to pronounce it, nigiri sushi, okay, which is a single piece of sushi with meat or fish on top of it.
Yeah.
And eating it with your hands, you lift it between your thumb and your middle finger, you feel the texture, you keep it together, and you eat the sushi.
I did not know that.
So
next time we go to a restaurant, we could eat with our hands.
Well,
I
still wouldn't.
So wait a second. I have to see. That's the thing. Do I believe you?
No,
I don't.
This is correct. Like I said, I don't know but this was quickly done before this episode just to see. So, like for all of the ones that I've done myself, I did backup research on multiple sites to see whether something was factored in, right?
Yeah.
With this, I just quickly did it. So it could be that it's just more opinion, etc. Okay, but that is what I found when I quickly researched that.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, because it's like you would think that. What's with the chopsticks?
Yeah.
Like, who made that up?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's a Western custom.
Yeah, right? Or
just
like we watch Karate Kid, he does it with the flies.
Yeah,
so it's okay. He must do it with
gotta
the sushi.
use it with sushi.
So okay, so why don't you start?
Yeah, I could
Paul?
do it.
You can start, and then we'll go back and forth while I bring up my list.
So here's my first one.
Yeah.
Fact or fiction? Or that's a fact.
Okay.
A base tan can protect against sunburn.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, I'm going to get a base. People go to the tanning salon, they get a base to go on vacation.
It's crazy that you're talking about skin because one of my questions is related to skin.
Okay, well, there you go.
Anyways, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
because,
let me think about this.
Yeah, if you get a base tan,
yeah,
does it protect against sunburn?
Okay.
Right? And I think the majority of people go on vacation, they're like, oh, I got to go get a base tan first. Yeah. And I got to go on vacation, and it protects me against that. Or I get more tanned.
Okay,
right?
so I'll go with this. I think that it doesn't protect your skin from being damaged.
Okay.
I think that maybe the severity and the extremes of like how it would look based on the effect of the sun, and maybe that's why people are going and trying to get that color in first, because of the fact that, like, how many people say, like, you don't burn a burn, right? So
yeah.
Right. So I'm just thinking that maybe like it maybe does affect the color of the skin, but I think you could still get burnt from the sun even though you have a base, because your skin
like you're not going to not wear sunscreen after.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Right? Like you're still going to, I think you still.
Well, here's something that didn't say in the source that I looked at. Like, are you getting this base tan with sunscreen or without?
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Right? Because I didn't know if maybe it does say there, but I was just kind of like, it made sense, like, because a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Right. Like you just went on vacation.
Yeah.
Right. Or you're on vacation, and you're getting that first day base tan, so you stay a little bit in the sun, a little bit and then you're like, because I'm not going to burn as much the next day.
See, because I think it's the reason why I think it's false is because there's been times where I've been like darker because let's say I was out cutting the grass a lot and doing this, doing that. And then, like, if I went out in the sun, I still got to burn. Right.
So
like,
you're thinking...
I'm thinking it's false.
Okay, so these scientists did studies on people's buttocks.
Of all places.
I guess it's the least tan places. The least tan places of whatever, of your person.
Yeah.
And they found that it provides, so a base tan provides no protection at all against ultraviolet exposure.
Damage.
Yeah. But it does have an SPF factor once you get that first initial tan of around 2 or 3, which is nothing.
Okay.
So if you have that base tan,
yeah,
you go out and you think you cannot wear any sunscreen, you're gonna fry. The same way, especially it depends on their skin type, obviously.
Yeah.
But they even said with people with all ranges of skin colors, it's the same effect.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you're light, dark, whatever in between. You will get burnt the same way.
Yeah. So people that are promoting it, like businesses, it's not right.
No, it's not right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's kind of strange because I'm like, I wanted to know that.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if I get, a burn, will I get more burned? It's just natural to think like, of course you will.
Yeah.
Like you're burnt already. You're going to get burnt more.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to not get burned. Right.
Yeah.
I think people get base tans to look better on the beach rather than like a pasty white or pasty whatever.
I think
depending
that's
on their
what
skin,
it is.
right?
I think it's a mentality thing, right? Like I think like in their heads are like, if I go somewhere, whatever, it's my first day. I don't want to look like it's my first day here. I want to look like everyone else is going to be there already tanned.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And they even say like dermatologists saying that, I'll just read it here, that base tanners may engage in riskier behaviors like lying in the sun with no sunscreen.
Because they have a false sense
that it's going to protect them against the sun a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not true.
Yeah.
And one of the things was they said that base tanning or tanning, people think that they're going to eventually become dark, like they're going to adapt to it, but it doesn't.
No.
Your skin is your skin. You're going to go back to what it was.
Yeah.
You're never going to be like, it won't change your skin type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not like going to be dark forever.
No.
Yeah, get over it.
That's what they think, right? So it is, in fact, fiction.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, no. It's basically...
It's false.
A base tan can protect against sunscreen. It's false.
Yeah, it's false. Fiction. Not fiction. No, fiction is true.
Fact is true.
Oh, fact.
Are you trying to convince me, Joe? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, okay. You know why? I said that because I just messed myself up because I'm looking at my list and I was...
Paul and Joe get confused against fact and fiction. What is it?
I forgot what fiction was there for a second. Okay, so fiction is made up.
That's right.
I had like a brain cramp, right? And I'm like, why am I so confused about fiction? You know why? Because they both start with the letter
backwards.
F. No, they start with the letter F, right? And it messed me up. Fact, fiction. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about fiction.
Here's my statement, Paul.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Paul. Apes. Apes.
Okay.
Can't laugh.
Apes can't laugh. But don't they laugh when they go like, ooh, ah? It's not a laugh.
Apes can't laugh, Paul. Do you agree with that?
Can they smile?
Or do you disagree?
I disagree.
You disagree. And why? Is it because that thing?
Yeah.
So you're letting like some random TV show where people are dressed up as apes running around going, Like, is that someone just making fun of the fact that apes can't laugh?
Can apes laugh? They have emotion.
Is someone doing it? Do we have that
notion?
No,
I think if they have emotion, they can laugh. Because that's a type of emotion.
Yeah, but so you're saying apes have emotion?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. They're primates. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yes.
But here's the thing though. Their laugh isn't the typical laugh, right? It's like just kind of like what you did there or what I was, right? It's kind of something similar to that, but it's not like it's not like actual like laugh with your teeth. And so when I was researching it, it said that they have like laughter like vocalizations, right?
Okay.
And it's usually like in response to wrestling. I don't know how many people are wrestling with apes, but I guess when they're wrestling,
with each other.
Yeah.
Wrestling with apes.
Like play, playing with each other, chasing, or tickling.
Okay.
So if you tickle an ape, there will be some sort of laughter-like vocalization.
It might sound completely different.
Okay, so
we should look at.
Yeah,
we should watch videos on.
It will be a sound that's different, but they they are able to actually laugh or meet the definition of what I guess scientists would say is considered
humor
a laugh.
or a laugh.
Yeah.
That's
I
very
think, but to be honest with you, your response was better than anything I found on the internet.
Well, so they're primates.
Yeah.
They must laugh. They have emotion.
See, like, and that's what I'm saying about like the way it's delivered, right? Like now, I don't even question it because Paul said it with such confidence. Right. I'm like, I feel stupid that I didn't know that primates should be laughing. But what if Paul's wrong?
If you said, do they show anger? I would have said definitely because they get angry.
Yeah.
So if they show anger, they gotta show laughter.
Yeah.
Like happiness.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. There's a freaking frack.
There's a freaking frack.
Freaking frack.
There's another fract for you.
Okay. So.
Okay.
All right. So apes can laugh.
Right.
Okay. Even after burning in the sun because they thought they had a base.
I think they have so much hair they don't have a base. Except for you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Apes are the opposite of humans in the sense that now don't quote me on this. I have to look it up.
Okay.
They don't have hair on their. They don't have hair on their chest.
Yes, they don't.
Right. But everywhere else.
Do they have hairy underfeet?
No. But isn't that strange?
I've always wondered
they don't have a hairy chest. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I've always wondered why
strange.
You can't have hair under your feet.
Maybe it's because we're used to holding and touching things with it. It's like when you polish.
Do you have little hairs?
When you polish a rock and it gets smooth, it's the same as your hands. But I'm saying it can't have anything on.
Now we're going on
actually
the side.
No, but this goes into my next fact or fiction.
It does.
It does.
Okay, wait. Before it has something to do with hair under your feet.
Hair in general.
Okay, before we go on though.
Okay.
Do you think we have hair follicles on our feet, but they just don't grow?
No, we don't.
So we don't have follicles in it. What about our palms?
No.
None at all.
No.
So it's not that they're not visible.
It's not if you don't hold anything for a long period of time, you're gonna get hair.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, there aren't any. No. No hair follicles.
Okay.
That's
I'm
strange,
just wondering.
But
right? Because I have I have hair on my fingers.
Yeah, so do I.
But there's one portion of one finger
that doesn't have hair.
No hairs.
Me too.
Yeah, your pointer finger.
The pointer finger doesn't.
Why?
Have... What? You're right. Is that a phenomenon?
I don't have it on either pointer fingers.
Tom, if you're listening, check your fingers.
No, but this is crazy, right? Like I noticed this one day, and I was wondering if I'm weird.
You know, you're right. I don't have it either.
On my pointer finger,
that's crazy.
From like right closer to the tip of my finger, there's no hair.
Wow.
And you don't have hair there either.
No, I don't.
No.
I think that's worth the research.
We're going to have to do research on this.
Where does hair not grow on the human body?
Yeah, exactly. I found it really interesting. Okay, anyway, so go ahead with your second one, Paul.
Okay, so speaking of hair, fact or fiction? If you shave or wax, your hair will come back thicker.
Wow.
Fact or fiction?
That's a good one, Paul. That's a good one.
Hey, listen.
You know why that's a good one, Paul? Because I remember the first time that I shaved my head. Like my aunt is a hairdresser.
Yeah.
And she shaved my head.
Yeah.
And then like it didn't grow in as much.
Yeah.
And I was trying to blame her for my baldness.
Yeah. Everybody says it though. Oh, don't shave there. You're going to grow back thicker.
No, but for me, I was blaming her for my baldness.
Well,
so like, does the
that's hereditary though?
Yeah, that's hereditary. Yeah. Don't blame me, right?
No.
It goes, but yeah. So that's what people say, right? Because like I've heard that too, right? So it's like, oh, like if you
don't shave your legs, or you're gonna grow back thicker.
Yeah, it's gonna become thicker.
Yeah.
Man, that's a hard one. Okay, fact or fiction? I think
it's very interesting.
I think it's fake.
So it's fiction, meaning. I'm getting confused now too.
You know why? Because fake starts with F. Fiction starts.
Okay, let's talk about fiction, meaning it's not real.
Not real.
So if you shave or wax, it will come back thicker. So you're saying no, it won't.
No, it won't.
Okay, so that is true.
Yeah.
Your hair is your hair.
Yeah.
If you have a certain amount of hair, you cut it.
Yeah.
According to research, you cut it, you're gonna have the same amount of hair.
Yeah.
The reason you think it's thicker is because when you cut it,
the
follicles are cut on angles and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it feels more coarse when it's growing in.
Wow.
And it gives you the sense that it's thicker.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Wow.
So you're not going to automatically grow hair in different or more hair follicles
Okay.
through your certain number of hair follicles already.
Yeah.
In, like more abundance
Yeah.
of the hair.
Yeah. It's just
out.
that
Not gonna
the
get
angle makes it feel like
it feels more coarse because you cut it, right?
Yeah.
So the tip is different now.
Yeah.
And it feels like
because
it's rough.
it's been cut depending
Correct.
on how you cut it.
That's right. Correct.
Yeah.
So it's in fact fiction. You will not it's not going to come back thicker.
Wow.
If you cut but you may think that after, like you may shave let's say your arm.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh my God, it came back thicker. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's not true.
No, it's
or else if you did it 50 times,
it's kind of true. It's true.
Think
right?
about it.
I know what you're saying, right? Because like, for example, right? Like I at times, right? I trim my chest hair.
Yeah.
Right. And I trim even the hair on my arms if it gets too thick.
Yeah.
And the thing is that at the beginning, it might feel like it's coming in thicker because now the hair isn't longer and curly.
Right.
It's straight and it's closer together.
Yeah.
Right. So,
now, as you grow older to a certain age, like from teenage or whatever, you're going to get more hair.
Yeah.
But when you cut it, let's say you're at our age, you cut it, it's not going to have more of it. Because then the more you cut it, the more hair you'll have.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's logical that way.
Nobody would be bald.
That's right.
Right? Because I shave my head all the time. It doesn't grow hair.
No. So the cure for baldness is shave your head once.
Yeah.
And then it'll grow back.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's fake.
Wow.
That's fiction.
Sorry. You know what I like about that is that the learning aspect here, right? Because
yes, definitely.
Well, because like I would have never I thought, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I couldn't. But the fact. Now I can't say that. The thing is that like you don't, somebody at some point started creating this myth based on something, and that's what it's based on, right?
It's like
because
one of those
the texture,
old
the
tales.
feeling,
like
right?
Don't do that, you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen,
right? My dad used to always say like your hair is gonna fall out if you put hairspray and gel in it.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of makes sense because you're putting chemicals.
You're putting chemicals in your head.
Yeah. At least that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay. All right, Paul. Here's my statement.
All right.
Okay. Your nose and sinuses produce about 1 liter of mucus a day.
See, it sounds too specific to not be true. So I think it's true. I think it's a fact.
You think it's a fact? Is okay? So, I mean, is it specific? Because a liter's a liter. Like
it's a liter,
right? Like
you're not blowing your nose of a liter of stuff.
1.33 liters. Would that have affected
Maybe
your
you
answer?
rounded it.
So you think that it is true because it was specific?
Yes.
Okay. Does a liter seem like too much or too little? Like we're talking about mucus.
See, now I'm trying to.
Sinuses.
Now I'm thinking differently because if I think of a liter of milk,
like think of a liter.
It seems like okay, but here's the thing: where does it produce it? Just in your nose, like
your nose and sinuses produce a liter of mucus.
Damn, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. I changed my mind. That's a lot of mucus, man.
It's a liter.
A liter.
Like what's that cup?
That's nothing.
Oh, what is that? 250 mils? 3?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so 3.5 of those cups of mucus a day.
A day. Where's it go? That's the thing.
Well,
it's fake. It's a different number, but I believe it produces a lot.
It's the correct number.
Damn you! I knew it.
Otherwise,
I knew it.
All right, so
a liter.
Yes, Paul,
that's crazy.
So, it's natural.
It's a lot of tissues.
It's most of it is swallowed and unnoticed throughout the day.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's natural, right? Because mucus contains antibodies and bacteria that kills enzymes.
Enzymes,
right?
infections.
So Paul's Mr. Science. I thought there's no way I could trick him with this.
But I did say it was right.
You did. I know. That's why I could convince you.
I said it at the beginning.
But you know what? I read this and when I saw a liter at first, I thought that's crazy too, right?
That's a big number.
Yeah, it's a
carton of milk.
Yeah,
like, that's huge.
Right? So I thought it was a lot too. But then what was even more interesting is that when I was reading through websites and stuff, is that how that can get to like double or triple when you're sick.
Really?
Right?
Double or triple?
Yeah. That's crazy.
3 liters of
suffocating
mucus?
mucus.
What the hell?
Right? It's pretty crazy if you think about it, right?
Wow.
But like, like, because,
That's
there's like
ridiculous.
whole thing about even like, is there a such thing as like drinking too much water because you'll like drown and all that stuff, right? Like, what if you're drowning in your own mucus, right? Like, I could see like people choke on mucus,
They do, yeah.
right? If it gets too thick, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's noticed. It's not unnoticed.
It's noticed.
Yeah.
If it's excess than a liter, in other words, you're going to notice it.
You're going to start noticing it, I think,
Wow.
right? So that's natural. So naturally your body will do that. It won't like affect you, right? Like there's obviously like people who like, how they say like if you actually, I'd be interested to know this, right? Because everyone's always constantly saying, oh, like if you're sick or something, or if you've got a lot of mucus and stuff, like don't eat yogurt or dairy.
Yeah, because it contributes to the mucus buildup.
But does it?
Yeah, because it like phlegm, which is mucus.
Yeah, but why?
Because it has
because
sugar
of the
in
enzymes
it. And
that are
sugar, I think, is it causes mucus to attack or something.
I don't know.
Insulin,
I'd be
I don't
interested.
know.
That's something I want to look into. Is it the texture of the yogurt or the cheeses or whatever?
Oh, it's the enzyme. It's a bacteria in it.
It's a bacteria because
Yeah.
it increases by. Or no. So because
It's foreign.
Your body, your
Yeah.
body's is going to create
Correct.
more mucus to go up against the
to fight the bacteria in the yogurt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
interesting.
assuming.
I'm
We
assuming
should
too.
confirm
I don't know
that.
if it's
but
fact.
I'm not a doctor.
Okay. All right. So that was my number 2, Paul. What's your next one?
Okay, so here we go. So fact or fiction? Eating carrots can improve your eyesight.
Oh my god. I love carrots, Paul.
So do I.
I have mini carrots almost every day, especially when I'm
I
at
do
school.
not, but
it's a good snack.
there you go.
You know what, man? Like, I don't know. I have to say yes because of the fact that, like, I know it's bad to say, but like I've heard it so often and so much in my entire life that like from like so many different like people that I feel like I can't like betray the amount of people that have told me this.
That's why I wrote it down here.
I think it's a fact.
Okay, so way back when, apparently in World War II,
Okay.
it's a yes and no kind of thing. Because back in World War II, there was these fighter pilots that apparently it was German aircraft. And the German, I guess, media, whatever, propaganda at the time said that, our fighter pilots are so great, they've improved their night vision because we feed them so many carrots.
Okay.
So it became a thing
Okay.
where carrots improve your eyesight.
Yeah.
Carrots do, in fact, contain beta carotene, which contributes to the production of vitamin A in your body. However, you have to eat a ton of carrots to have the same effect that you would by just taking vitamin A in way smaller amounts.
Like in a tablet or something.
Yeah, because the beta carotene produce the vitamin A, which contributes to your better eyesight.
It's multiple steps.
Right. So they did studies of like people who ate carrots and all that stuff, and they said, it did improve slightly. It's basically night vision mostly, but it was the vitamin A that did the job. Yeah. Right. But they say you would have to eat, I forgot how many carrots to have the equivalent of like just a few vitamin A supplements.
Okay, but
to do the same
you're saying
effect.
though that it's more for night vision though?
So here it said like night blindness. So your ability to see at night more clearly, I guess, right? Obviously during the day too, I'm assuming. Yeah. But it was more, the study was more for that.
That's why rabbits come out at night.
I guess. Maybe. But that's basically what it did. So it basically, the carrots convert the beta carotene into the vitamin A.
It's multi-step.
Multi-step.
Yeah.
So
whereas you
they're
can
just
skip
saying,
those steps.
basically the conclusion is like, it's better to take vitamin A than to eat like tons of carrots.
If you have an issue.
Because you just cannot eat that many carrots to have
so
the same effect.
So if you're eating carrots because it's part of your healthy diet, so be it.
Right.
But if you're going out of your way to eat carrots just because you want to improve your eyesight, you're better off improving your eyesight in other ways.
Right.
Like not watching TV in the dark. Is that a fact or fiction?
Well, that I don't know.
See what I mean? Like, it's funny.
Well, here's another thing. Sailors have better eyesight than normal people, they say.
Yeah.
Is that fact or fiction? I didn't look that up, but that's a good one.
I think that's made up.
No, because it's like
How can you
they
generally-
because they look far
Yeah.
all the time. So their muscles in
Oh.
their eyes are being trained to look far and they're basically weightlifting their eyes.
You're squinting.
Yeah, but they can see better and further
Yeah.
than other people. I don't know.
I see. It's see, and this is what I like about these kind of conversations, right? Because when we're talking about this kind of stuff, right, other things come up that you question.
Yeah. Well,
Like right now, like
yeah,
I
'cause
question whether it's true that if you sit too close to the TV, does that really affect your eyesight?
I don't know.
If you watch TV
The
at
blue
night,
light on your phone,
yeah.
right? People say it's not good for you,
Or are they trying to sell?
or they're trying to sell screensavers and
Yeah.
stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Right? Because now, like I just recently purchased a new pair of eyeglasses, and
Right.
one of the things they were trying to sell me at is like a lens to help with that blue light, whatever.
Right.
And I'm thinking in my head, like, honestly, have we, like, I need an extra $100 lens more than what I'm buying,
Yeah. Right.
just like for this blue, like
Right.
how. First of all, I don't wear my glasses enough in front of a screen, like I have contacts on,
Yeah.
that it would affect. So I didn't bother doing it. But I could see how maybe someone who wears their glasses all the time might want to go venture in that route.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It seems like a gimmick, but who knows?
It's a gimmick until everybody uses it, and then it's like, okay, I need it.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So.
All right. That's
All right.
interesting. So my next one, Paul. It takes 7 days for a sloth to digest a leaf.
7 days?
7 days, Paul.
See, here's the thing. How can you make that up? You know? So I think that that's a fact. No way. Okay. Just because sloths are slow moving
Did I say that just because of the
doesn't
fact
mean the
it's-
digestive
Exactly.
tract
right?
process is slow moving as well.
Yeah.
Or does it?
That's why. That's what I'm saying. Now you're starting to question it, right?
7 days.
Well, 7 days is a long damn time.
Well, how long does it take humans to digest food in general? I don't know. 48 hours? Like when it comes out, 24 hours? See, I don't know that answer either.
I don't know.
That would probably determine my answer to your question. If I knew how long it took humans to digest.
It's if my calculations are correct, it's 168 hours, 7 days, right?
One leaf?
Yeah, one leaf.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's a fact.
You think it's a fact?
I think it's a fact.
It's false.
Damn you!
What do you think the real number is, Paul?
24 hours.
30 days.
30 days. What?
See?
No way.
See? You were
Are you
questioning.
kidding
You were
me?
thinking 7 was
too
crazy
long.
because it was too long. Okay.
30 days?
30 days, Paul. 30.
That's some
days.
lazy animal.
Okay.
Like,
So
what?
sloths have the lowest metabolic rate of any mammal,
No kidding.
which means that it takes them a long time to digest anything. They have an incredibly large and permanently full 4-chambered stomach that
Wow.
accounts for 30% of their body mass.
So does that mean that they never age?
I
Think
don't
of
know.
it, right?
That's just made up. But like, you know what? I was
30
flabbergasted by this. But I did research
That's
and
huge,
found
man.
multiple sources
Yeah.
that said like up to 30 days. So like
That's crazy.
It can be faster, but there's been instances where it's been as long as 30 days to digest a single leaf.
Really? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 days. Like, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
So how long does it take humans? Do you know? Or
Well, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I think the best thing to figure that out is go eat some corn on the cob and check to see when the next corn comes out.
probably the next day, right?
Probably the next day.
Yeah, I
Right?
think so.
Yeah.
But that's nuts, man. I can't. Wow.
Yeah. So
And it's the
I
only
just
animal.
found it. The coolest part about that interaction was the fact that you were debating whether 7 was too long. Meanwhile, was 7 was too
I
short.
thought it was longer
Yeah.
than it should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
30 days,
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
What if he eats like 50 leaf? Okay,
Well,
so
it won't.
It
It
probably
won't,
eats one leaf
And that's it. It's good to go.
in a week.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's like takes so long to eat it.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I'm gonna go watch some sloth
I
videos
know.
now.
I know. You gotta
Have you
fast
seen
forward.
that? You know, it just reminded me of my kids watched this movie, Zootopia.
Yeah, Zootopia.
It was the guy who trying to hurry up, and the sloth is trying to do the thing in slow motion. Oh my god!
Yeah,
and even with his talking, he took forever.
The thing is, like, sloths are pretty ugly.
They are.
They're ugly.
Now, is that two-toed sloths? The two toes. All right. I have an animal one.
You got an animal one? Okay, go ahead.
Fact or fiction, Joe?
Yeah.
Eating turkey makes you fall asleep or get tired.
Oh my God, this is crazy, Paul.
You have the same one.
No, the reason why this is crazy is because of the fact that this is something that, like, I always talk about with my students. Like, even from when I started being a teacher, right? I used to always make a joke. I used to always say, like, Thanksgiving's coming up. Guys, you're gonna be careful because you're gonna fall asleep because you're gonna eat too much turkey.
Right.
And it is true. It is true. It has to be true because there's a chemical that goes into your body from the turkey that creates a sense of tiredness or something. It has to be your final answer. That's my final answer.
Are you sure?
100%.
Absolutely sure.
Paul. Honestly,
every Thanksgiving people say, don't eat turkey because you're going to fall asleep. Or eat turkey, you're going to fall asleep.
Okay. Like, don't try to make me question it, because now the reason why you went out of your way to say it like that is because you want me to question it and make it think that it's because of the overeating that makes you tired. But it's not the overeating. It's the turkey.
Okay.
It's got something in it.
So I'm going to just read it because read it. So turkey contains L-tryptophan.
Yep.
Which is an amino acid is often linked to sleep.
Yeah.
It encourages serotonin production in your brain, and it makes you feel relaxed and sleepy. While it is full of this substance, it is not the only food that contains a lot of this amino acid.
Okay.
Very high protein food have it.
Yeah.
So turkey.
Okay.
Right? However, it's the combination of turkey and all the other things that you eat, including the high carbs during the meal, that make you feel sleepy.
It's a fact because you said the chemical's there. I told you the chemical was there, Paul.
Not only that, but consuming L-tryptophan isn't enough to cause serotonin production. And this amino acid by itself isn't enough to make you sleep.
So it's the other combinations.
In fact, turkey contains not just L-tryptophan, but a whole lot of protein and other amino acids that block this amino acid from producing serotonin, which is the sleepy thing.
I'm L-tryptophaning over all of this.
The serotonin, meaning it keeps you awake instead of putting you to sleep.
No.
What makes you sleep after Thanksgiving dinner is all the other things that you eat with the turkey. So it does contribute somewhat to the sleepiness, but it's not the main thing that makes you fall asleep. And I read that from multiple sources. Look,
I struggle with this.
It says that mashed potatoes, bread, and the pie you eat,
I get it.
The pie you eat during dinner are what's responsible for your desire to pass out on the couch afterwards. So it's the combination. It's not if you just eat turkey by itself. Like if you have a turkey sandwich, you're not gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, but that turkey's gone through something. If you have a turkey sandwich, that's not like that. Something's been added to it. There's been additives.
See, it says if you have the carbs. Right, the carbs you've eaten gives the amino acids and proteins in your body something to, the digestion of all those heavy carbs and all that. You need a lot of energy to do that, and that's what puts you to sleep.
I'm very frustrated right now.
Listen, it's a fact.
I'm
Thanksgiving isn't about the turkey
I
after
always
all.
thought that was true, and I mean it is kind of true.
The article. Thanksgiving isn't about the turkey after all, but about the carbs.
Okay. So we got a good source there. Okay, I have to go with it, but I mean, it's not completely false. I mean, the chemical.
It's yes and no. Like
the chemical.
Like basically the other substances. It says it enhances the L-tryptophan and melatonin in the turkey.
Because I do remember I see, and the reason why I we read these articles that say, it has a chemical that puts you to sleep, and then you kind of just stop there because you're like, okay, it has a chemical.
Right.
But then when you consider all the other combinations
and
stuff, okay, so that's interesting. All right, Paul, I don't know if I can trick you on this, or like if you'll know if it's false, true, whatever, because it has to do with the human body, and you're pretty scientific. So,
okay,
Paul, is it true that you get a new top layer of skin, epidermis, every 7 days.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fact.
False.
I'm not that scientific after all.
It's actually 30 days.
I knew you'd get a replacement.
Yeah.
It's just like the sloth. Why do you got to pick the same numbers for?
Yeah.
I know you shed. You replace your skin cells, but I didn't know how long.
So the epidermis continually makes new skin cells. These new cells replace the approximately 40,000 old skin cells that your body sheds every day. So your
40,000.
Yeah. So your body is shedding like about 40,000 old skin cells every day. Okay. But your actual new skin, the new epidermis layer, okay, isn't actually fully produced until 30 days has passed.
But in portions at a
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, so not like a snake where you're shedding your skin at one time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Imagine.
Right. I mean,
Well,
we're not
that's
snakes,
interesting.
right? So
But what if you like speed it up by like exfoliating or something?
I don't know. I didn't look at that, but
That would matter.
I would think that would be something that you could do, right? You could speed up the process, I think, right? Just like if you burn your skin, it affects your skin, right? So you could speed up different processes, right?
Huh.
So
Okay, that's interesting.
all right.
So every 30 days. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. 30 days, Paul.
All right. I have one here. Fact or fiction? Now, I don't have a lot of research on this. I just read one little article.
Okay.
But maybe we could expand.
Okay.
Chewing gum, if swallowed, takes 7 years to digest.
Chewing gum, if swallowed, takes 7 years
To
to
digest.
digest. This is something.
Like, you know how they say, don't swallow your
Yeah.
gum. It takes 7 years to digest.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people tell that to their kids, right?
I think it's
Tried to
false. I think it takes a long time to digest, but I think 7 years is a made up number.
Okay, so is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, so apparently,
Yeah.
you don't digest it at all.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
A part of me
So
felt like
when you
saying
chew it and
Yeah.
you swallow it,
that.
it just passes through your digestive system, your intestines, whatever, whole,
Yeah. Okay.
depending on the type of gum.
Okay. So
and then
here's the thing.
then you pass it.
I got a problem here. When you think like digested, I think automatically I just think like it gets out of you. I didn't think about the process.
Yeah, see, digestion, it breaks down things, right?
Okay.
But it
You're
just
not
goes
breaking that bad boy down. It's just going through.
it's
It's
going
like
right
corn.
through you.
It's
like
corn.
it's corn. If
Yeah.
that's not chewed, it goes right through you.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
But the problem is that because of its sticky nature, maybe it
No,
could
I
have
don't think.
other
I
issues.
think the acids and all that, they coat it and it just goes through.
You think it still does?
Now, it also said that depending on how much of the gum you swallowed, if
Yeah.
you're doing like Hubba Bubba bubble gum,
Yeah.
like 10 pieces and chewing it or whatever, it may get stuck in your digestive tract.
Yeah.
But if it's like a small, like
You're blowing different types of bubbles.
Yes, right. Imagine you're blowing bubbles.
Someone's gonna go try to YouTube this now.
That's right. You know, what was that selfie called?
Belfie.
Belfie. You've been taking bubble belfies.
That's disgusting.
Belfie bubbles.
Yeah. So let's get back on topic.
All right.
So I was thinking. See that doesn't make sense, right? Like I was thinking for some reason, for a moment, I was gonna say no, you don't digest it at all. But I didn't.
You would have
even
been
mean
correct.
digest. I thought no, but I was thinking even like it stays in your body.
It stays in your body.
Yeah, just like this lump of gum sitting.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
And that's it. So there's 50 pieces of gum inside
If
somewhere.
you're eating a lot of gum, right?
Yeah.
What
Well,
about,
it has to
what
do with
about
that.
Mentos?
The fresh maker. But I was going to do another one as well, but it was about there's always like 7 or months of food left in your digestive system at all times. But that's not true either, apparently.
It's funny we talk about digestive systems because the next one has to do with the digestive system.
Go ahead.
Of something.
Go ahead.
All right, Paul. I want you to say true or false to this.
Okay.
Frogs cannot vomit.
Frogs cannot vomit.
They can't vomit. Is that true? Or do you think
I
they're
think it's
able
false.
to? You think it's false? So you think
I think some of them vomit and eat their food again. I don't know why.
Okay. That's
False.
interesting that you say that. Have you seen this?
I think so.
Or you just
Could be
like,
incorrect.
Is
though,
this
but
from
false.
a cartoon?
It's false. I'm not changing the answer.
Is it a cartoon?
I'm not changing.
So you think it's false? So frogs can vomit.
Yes.
It should be a positive statement.
Correct.
Not a negative one.
No.
Okay. Paul, frogs can't vomit.
Come on, man.
I'm going to tell you why.
How do I not get this right?
But it's interesting what you said.
Okay.
If a frog eats something toxic, it can't eject its stomach contents, so instead it throws up its entire stomach.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So this is
dies?
called full gastric eversion. It's like
God.
dumping out your pockets.
Inside out.
Yeah.
No
tiny
way.
creature. The frog wipes the stomach hanging out of its mouth of all the stuff that needs to be out.
Crazy.
And then it with its front feet to remove any stray bits, and then it packs the whole thing back into its body. No, it
doesn't.
Yep.
Oh my, come on.
Yep. And it stays back in its stomach until the next toxic thing.
No
that it
way.
eats. Yeah.
That is
I thought this
ridiculous.
was amazing.
I've never heard of that ever.
Yeah. But it was cool because you said it throws it up like and then eats it.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
because
it kind of.
it
Yeah.
kind of does. It eats its own stomach.
It eats its own stomach, but not the food.
But it's hanging out of its mouth. It cleans out the bad stuff
That's crazy, man.
and then takes it back in.
That's First of all, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
But it's kind of like it's awesome at the same time.
Yes, it is. It is.
Well,
But
so
I thought it was really
But
cool.
wait a sec. So it's not like intestines or anything.
I guess not.
Or it is like a
It's,
string.
all it says is it's
God.
it's a cool idea about the visionary, like how they said it's like dumping out your pockets, right? Like let's say you got a lot of stuff stuck on your pockets, or like there's lint, whatever. You take your pocket out. You
empty your pocket.
Yeah, you empty your pocket and then you stick your pocket back into the pants.
That's just crazy.
It is crazy.
Wow.
But I want to watch a video of this happen.
So do I.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I know. It's amazing. That was my last one. I had another one, but it's kind of like an iffy one. It's got to do with the heart of a shrimp. I don't want to.
Heart of a shrimp. There's been a lot of animal ones.
Yeah, it's a lot of animal ones, right? Like I found one about like the heart of a shrimp is located in its head. True or false?
What?
Yeah. So the thing that's messed up is that it's kind of true because it's actually located in the thorax, but then the head and the thorax are all covered with a single exoskeleton. Right. And so it seems like it's actually the head of the shrimp.
Wow.
But it's not actually in its head. It's just that two parts of its body are under one exoskeleton. So I thought it was a little too confusing.
That's a little bit confusing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what they all are. But,
yeah. But it's, I mean, just,
Okay.
So that was my last one.
This leads to my last one then.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see here. So, okay, here we go. Just have to find it here. Okay, so chocolate, true or false? Chocolate is bad for dogs.
Wow. This is interesting because we both have dogs.
And a lot of people say it.
And a lot of people say it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we start talking about that, I'm going to just like
take a sip.
Take some water. But just as I get pensive about the situation, because then I start thinking about other things like grapes and like all these other things.
I didn't look grapes up, but we've heard that before too.
Yeah, I think that chocolate an abundance of chocolate will be harmful to a dog. Okay.
So what is your?
So yes, it is. If a dog eats like a couple of chocolate chips, I don't think it's dying.
Okay.
But I think that if a dog attempts to eat a multitude of chocolate, that it will affect its I don't know, some sort of system. Inside its body. Or whatever. Okay. And so, that it'll cause issues.
So your answer is?
My answer is that it's true. Chocolate is.
Okay. So you are correct.
Okay.
So.
But.
No. Chocolate is toxic to dogs.
Yeah.
Straight out.
Yeah.
It contains something called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but theobromine.
Okay.
Humans can metabolize metabolize theobromine easily.
Yeah.
but dogs cannot, like very to a lesser extent, like a lot less.
Yeah.
And chocolate has these theobromines in it, as well as some caffeine, and they can't digest this stuff, or they can't process it.
Yeah.
So depending on the amount of chocolate,
Yeah.
but also the type of chocolate,
Okay.
the darker chocolates have more of these things.
Okay.
And the lighter ones, like even white chocolate, has barely any.
Barely any. Okay.
But the darker ones have it. So it is in fact toxic, but the levels of how much they eat and the type depends or will determine how bad it is. So some of them may just have an upset stomach.
Yeah.
If you have just like a small amount. If you have a large amount of the
could
highly,
depend on the dog, the digestive system of the dog too.
Right. And then so that's basically what it is.
Being a dog owner,
like Baker's chocolate has more.
Yeah, because
of
it's
that.
dark.
It's dark.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pure.
Have your dogs had puppuccinos yet?
No.
No?
What is that?
If you go to Starbucks,
Puppuccino. You could get a Starbucks.
you can get a Starbucks for your dog for free. On the house, as long as you're ordering something else. It's called a puppuccino.
I was not aware of that.
You gotta go now.
So what is in it?
It's got like, I guess, cream that's digestible by a dog.
But it's not coffee.
No.
So
it's just like
a milk type of product.
like some
I've never heard that.
We got it for Milo once.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they drink it though? I don't know.
Like one slurp.
Is it like a shot?
No, it's like it looks like I would say it's the equivalent of like you going into like the fridge and getting like a thing of cream and like spraying it into your mouth, like the ones you normally pour on strawberries.
Really? I have puppuccino. I gotta check
puppuccino.
that out.
Yeah,
that's
but
amazing.
you have to have the dog there, Paul. You can't just go through and say, "I want."
I got two of them now, so I gotta figure that out.
Throw them in the car. No, don't throw them. We don't want to get anybody thinking that you're violent with your dogs.
They're pretty small.
And go get a puppuccino.
I'm gonna try it out.
And I'm sure and you know what, you have to have your kids there because your kids will get a big laugh out of it. Yeah.
Here's the question though: where's their Starbucks now around here?
I don't know.
I think they've all closed up shops.
Really?
In a few areas, yeah.
Is that fact?
There was one down the street.
Is that fact?
I don't know.
But
there was a fact about Starbucks and how they got their name, but I forgot what it was. I was gonna put that here.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
Paul, one of the facts is that we've gotten some pretty positive feedback for our podcast. So hopefully the positive feedback we're getting for the podcast continues to be a fact moving forward. And as always, we thank you for losing yourself in our conversations. Until next time, I'm Joe.
I'm Paul.
See ya.